my soccer universe, to a midweek review chock full of cup action and a full Premier League round where, of course, Oliver Glasner's Crystal Palace got the marquee result, beating Aston Villa 4-1. Oliver Glasner, of course, being a former LASK coach for 4 years, the last really successful one, I would argue. But cup action takes the center stage. We had quite a few upsets, one in Germany, one in the Netherlands, arguably a couple in France, and then of course the game of the season, I would argue, in Barcelona as well. So let's get started, and let's start with the DFB Pokal. The German Cup gave us a huge upset already on Tuesday evening with third-tier Arminia Bielefeld beating Bremen 2-1 at home, continuing Bremen's really paltry form as of late. And the game was rather even when suddenly Werder took the ball from a Bremen defender and curled in from the edge of the box. Just 4 minutes later, a cross-in got badly deflected by Malatini into his own net. So 2-0 at halftime. Berg in the 56th pulls one back for Bremen. However, Bremen tries they might. They cannot find an equalizer. Even worse, a third goal for Bielefeld was scored, but that was then disallowed for a foul in the build-up. The other quarterfinal pitted two very unlike teams among the football traditionalists in Germany, with Leipzig taking on Wolfsburg. Leipzig, largely the better team, having more chances, and they win 1-0 thanks to a penalty. However, that hands penalty was super contentious, as it was from a very short distance put onto the arm of the Wolfsburg defender. Benjamin Šeško converts the penalty, and as I said, Leipzig had more chances, probably deserved to win it, but there was also a pretty bad miss for Wolfsburg that could have sent the game to overtime. And with that, Bielefeld and Leipzig join Stuttgart and Leverkusen in the semis. As usual, the French Cup is not short on surprises, and so we have 3 surprising semi-finalists plus PSG moving on, and only one other team is from Ligue 1, which of course is Stade de Reims, who beat Angers away from home on penalties, with former LASK player Keito Nakamura scoring a 79th minute of what everyone thought was the winning goal. However, in stoppage time, Dieng equalizes, and then it goes straight to penalties where Reims is flawless and Nianet misses a second penalty for Angers. And then started the Breton exodus from the French Cup. First off, Cannes, 4th tier, owned by the Friedkins, by the way, also owners of Roma and Everton, of course, took on second tier Guingamp and beat them 3-1 at home. Another big upset of theirs. They had a 2-0 halftime lead. In the second half, Civet then pulls one back for Guingamp, but Dominguez reestablishes the 2-goal lead to send Cannes, a team that I remember from a long time ago as being in Ligue 1, through to the semifinals. Brest looked almost certain of having another semifinal spot. Alas, they managed to squander a 2-goal lead from the 59th minute onwards into a 3-2 defeat at home to Dunkerque. The winning goals came through Zangan, who already equalized in the 80th and then got the winning goal in the 84th minute. And so the last Breton team standing was Stade Bréugin from Saint-Brieuc. They played at home in Rennes, and they took on PSG, and after ousting Nice 2-1 in the previous round, PSG just proved to be a level too high. They beat them 7-0, so another Breton team after Brest in the Champions League that PSG just swat away. Joan Neves in the 16th minute opens the scoring, Gonzalo Ramos in 36th doubles it up, and then he scores 2 more in the second half, and Desiré Doué, Maoulou and of course Ousmane Dembélé also get in on the action. Rather emphatic for PSG, who now have to face Dunkirk away from home, whereas Cannes take on Reims at home. It may well have been the game of the season in all of Europe. The first leg between Barcelona and Atlético Madrid at the Montjuic, ending in a 4-4 draw, and paradoxically, while so much happened on the pitch, nothing happened in the larger context of the tie, because we're still level on scores. It was also a paradoxical game, as Atlético Madrid dominated the first 10 And in a way, the last 10 minutes, or 15 minutes if you add injury time to it, well, Barcelona were the better team all in between, and it still ends level because Atletico Madrid came on storming, kept attacking Barcelona, took the lead already in the first minute through Julian Alvarez after Clément Lenglet assist for Barcelona player, and then Julian Alvarez assists Griezmann in the 6th minute, another former Barcelona player, to make it 2-0, and Barca fans were probably holding their heads. I mean, this is Atletico Madrid. This is a team we could not break down in the league that snatched a winner very, very late on. And that's what everyone expected going into this tie. However, Atletico Madrid seemed the attack was the best defense and they kept on attacking, and that actually made them pay. Barcelona in the 19th minute pulled one back through Pedri, and then Cubarsí heads one in after a corner, and Inigo Martinez even gives Barcelona the lead in the first half in the 41st minute. An absolutely mad first half, and 5 goals between two teams where one you would expect many goals from, but the other one defensively tight. Nah, this was not the case. And Barcelona had plenty of chances in the second half, and it took them Lewandowski in the 74th minute after a brilliant Lamine Yamal assist to give them the 4-2 lead and seeming the full advantage in the tie. However, Ferran Torres also missed a few really, really good chances that could have put the tie out of sight, and so you let Atletico Madrid back in the game because you play a high line and not shut the game down a little bit towards the end of it. And so Marcos Llorente in the 84th minute can pull one back, and who always scores in Barcelona is of course Alexander Sørloth, who already got the winner in December in the league tie, and now he gets the equalizer also in stoppage time in a very, very similar manner. 4-4. Absolute madness, but as I said, scores remain level. Naturally, other semi-final was always bound to pale in comparison. However, this was also a pretty good game where Real Sociedad gave Real Madrid a real battle, and maybe with a little bit of luck could have come out with a result. However, it's Real Madrid who win 1-0. The goal already coming in the 90th minute after a brilliant pass by Jude Bellingham onto Endrick. And while Endrick doesn't control the ball perfectly, but it bounces perfectly for him, slots it home in the 19th minute. I said it, plenty of chances on either side. The game could have ended with way more goals than just a single one, and probably Real Sociedad were good for a draw, and I would not necessarily count them out. However, the might of Real Madrid is not easily brought down. There were also some sort of ugly scenes when Asensio, after a yellow card, rough tackle, got some defamatory chants. The game had to be stopped for that, and actually Ancelotti took him off because he seemed not right. Not nice for him, for sure. On the other side, I did not necessarily like that the protocol was applied in this case, but hey, so be it. And now, unfortunately, we have to wait 5 weeks for the return legs. That makes no sense. Keep it single-legged. I think this would have put the Barcelona Atletico Madrid tie to even the next level. The Dutch Beker almost gave us a final that would have completely tapped out my collection because I wouldn't have had any of these teams. Alas, AZ make it through. However, on Wednesday evening, PSV lost at home to the go-ahead Eagles 2-1, with Nauber already putting the go-ahead Eagles in the 25th minute ahead, and then 2 minutes later Edwards with almost the same goal from a corner kick, doubling up the lead. PSV in complete shock. A goal by Flamingo was disallowed for an offside. They pull one back thanks to a contentious Perisic penalty, but press as they might, the go-ahead Eagles held tight and moving on to a sensational Dutch Cup final. And in the second semi-final, Heracles hosted AZ. Of course, AZ were the big favorites who took the lead despite early chances falling to Heracles. However, Miran in the 70th minute already could equalize that one, but then AZ kicked in the next gear. Lachte with a great shot from the edge of the box re-establishes a lead. I think Coupe, the younger brother of the Juventus player, also hit the post, so it was more or less going in AZ's favor. However, in the second half, the game got a little bit tighter. Yes, still advantage AZ, but in the 80th minute, Podgorignano gets the equalizer after a really horrific back pass. AZ still wanted to decide the game in regulation. Again, it's Lachto who misses just from a similar position as he had before. He just went for the near corner instead of the far corner. There were plenty of chances there as well. Same thing in overtime. Again, advantage AZ. However, it goes all the way to penalties, where Heracles actually had the advantage for most of the time. And they could have settled it with the final taker stepping up, but Mesic puts his effort onto the stanchion of the goal. Then Lachto converts his one to put AZ for the first time since the first taker ahead again, and then Limbombe's penalty is saved. And so AZ goal Owusu Oduro is the big hero, having saved 2 penalties. AZ going to the first final, I think, since 2018, where they will be the favorites. The Taça de Portugal is headed seemingly for an all-Lisbon final. At least both Lisbon teams move on and are favored, of course, in their respective semi-finals matchups. Rio Ave already qualified for the semi-finals on the 6th of February thanks to a 2-1 win over São João de Ver. And we were assured of at least one fourth-tier team making it to the semi-finals, as the 2 remaining fourth-tier teams met in another quarter-final, and it's Tirzense who beat O Elvas 2-0 away from home. And they were to face the winner of the big meetup in the quarterfinal between Benfica and Braga, which Benfica decided for themselves thanks to a Pavlidis goal in the 39th minute after another goal by Bruma had already been disallowed in the 27th minute. And then Sporting had to go to Gil Vicente, who also wanted to, of course, move on to the semi-finals, and Gil Vicente had given them some trouble not too long ago. This time, however, it is Sporting who move on thanks to a debust goal in the 68th minute after an assist by Gyökeres, and they were assured of the spot when Zé Carlos just a few minutes later was sent off for a second yellow card. And so in the semis, Sporting will take on Rio Ave, while Tirzense will take on Benfica in 2-legged semifinals. In the Premier League, we only had a prelude to a cup round, as the FA Cup is being played on the weekend, but we had a full Premier League round instead. And especially on Tuesday, we had some really entertaining ties, like Brighton taking on Bournemouth, an end-to-end game. Brighton took the lead through a João Pedro penalty in the 61st minute. One of the best consolation goals you'll ever see. Justin Kluivert from the edge of the box curls it wonderfully into the net. Harvest and Danny Welbeck, who gets the winner for Brighton by rolling the ball right past the keeper by the inside of the post and into the net. However, the draw was in there, more goals were in there as well. Really entertaining affair. Similar entertaining were Crystal Palace, who beat Aston Villa 4-1 at home. It was a really weird game because Crystal Palace created tons of chances. I mean, they had more than 4 XG in that one. That's a value that you don't hear that often. However, Aston Villa had their chances, had even, I think, 2 goals disallowed, especially one by Rodgers in the 42nd minute. That would have given them an equalizer. It was a really tight offside one that I personally don't like to see. However, Palace went into the half with a 1-0 lead through Sarr. Then Robin Olsen had to come on for Emi Martinez and had a few kids chased away from his part of the pitch while he was warming up. And Ollie Watkins assisted Rodgers to get the equalizer, and you thought Villa might get a point out of this one, but then Crystal Palace turn it on. Jean-Philippe Mateta in the 59th minute re-establishes the lead. Ismail Assar 3-1, and then very late on, even Nketiah adds a 4th one. Oliver Glasner's side again going on a full roll. And Fulham are another London team that are in really good form, beating Wolves 2-1 away from home. Sessegnon already opening the scoring in the 1st minute. João Gomes gets the equalizer in the 18th. Harvest and Rodrigo Muniz just after the half. Again, 47th minute, so 2nd minute of the second half, that gives Fulham the win. After a rotten spell, Chelsea also go back to winning ways, beating Southampton 4-0 at home. That Southampton that is really set on beating Derby's record of only 12 points in a single Premier League season, and it doesn't seem unlikely at this point. Nkunku, Neto and Colwill are in the first half scoring 3 goals, and then Cucurella adding a 4th, and still no Cole Palmer in good shape. On Wednesday, Brentford and Everton play out a 1-1 draw, with Wissa opening the scoring just before the halftime break and O'Brien getting the equalizer in the 77th minute. A draw was more or less the fair result in that one. United were on the cusp of suffering another embarrassing defeat. I mean, the scoring was opened by Philogenin in the 4th minute when Dorgo, who just came from Lecce, and Onana were not on the same page. Dorgo basically playing it into the path of Philogenin, who just has to put in the empty net in the 4th minute. However, United showed some spirit, and a Morsi own goal after a Bruno Fernandes free kick in the 22nd minute gets the equalizer, and then after Bruno Fernandes corner, it's a double save by the Ipswich goalkeeper. However, in the end, De Ligt taps it home to make it 2-1. And then Dorgo implodes a second time. A really rough tackle, straight red card in the 43rd minute. And just before the halftime, Philogene again curls a shot in, no one touches it, and falls into net. It's 2-2 at the half, and they're a man more. However, right after that, Bruno Fernandes corner, and Harry Maguire heads it home for the winner. United hold out 3 points. By the table, Forest taking on Arsenal was the top game of the round. However, really not much to talk home about. Arsenal don't have the means to create chances, and Forest didn't really want to create chances, so it ends in a 0-0 draw. Any hopes for Spurs again staying undefeated against City were probably already squandered when the lineup was announced. It was more or less a B lineup, and so Erling Haaland duly gave City the lead after a nice Doku assist, and City were much the better team in the first half, should have had even a bigger lead. However, around the 66th minute then Spurs bring on the cavalry, all the good players come on, and there were the chances to get equals. However, there was also a Haaland goal that would have made it 2-0, where there was a rather odd handball also in there that in the end counted, and so the goal in the 94th minute was ruled out, and from that a counter-attack for Spurs resulted that just missed the goal. With Arsenal again dropping points, Liverpool got of course a huge boost and duly won against a really good Newcastle side as of late. However, Liverpool were just that much better, never were really in trouble. Luis Diaz assists Szoboszlai in the 11th minute, it's 1-0 Liverpool, and they were in full control of that game. Double the lead after Salah again assists a goal, and McAllister taps it home in 63rd minute. The biggest worry for Liverpool was that Szoboszlai seemed like he had broken his nose after a free kick where the ball went to his face, but fortunately nothing happened from that either, so all going swimmingly for Liverpool, who enjoy now a 13-point lead atop the table. Yes, with a game more, but this seems rather safe. And on a Thursday evening, West Ham got the expected 2-0 home win against Leicester City. Already in the first half, both goals were scored through Thomas Suchik and a Vestergaard on goal. So there you go, very eventful midweek. I always face cup rounds with a little bit of trepidation because my collection is not as deep. If there are surprises, especially in the smaller leagues, and we have now a cup final in the Netherlands where I don't have the jersey of one of the finalists, so that's a part where I have to collect potentially. Let's see about that. In any case, please let me know what you thought about the games in this midweek. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like these, and I will talk to you soon about more things in my soccer universe. Bye! Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, here are some videos and playlists that you may enjoy too. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the little bell icon so you get notified whenever something happens in my soccer universe. And with that, have a wonderful day. Bye!